Feli Yulshad, friends. This is the Holyloom episode of Brambleon's recap of Love Among the Brambles that deals with the holiday known in Dimku as, more or less, Yule, going to the traditional Fae, which is Yulshad. As is tradition, Nanny Nettlebottom throws the soiree to end all soirees for the entire year, and everyone clamors to be a part of it. Before I get to the traditions themselves, which you may want to replicate at home, I will tell you a few highlights of what happened at the party. The one I should wait to tell you, but can wait no longer, is the fact that Viola and Stock cozy up together and enjoy the egg snog together. Those of you who have friends or relatives who are Fae understand that eggnog, what we know as that beverage, comes from egg snog, a creamy, delicious, irresistible, intoxicating beverage that makes snogging inevitable with the person for whom you harbor amorous feelings. Viola and Stock snogging near the egg snog table. Very exciting. Equally encouraging is Calla Lily's interlude at the Yulshad festivities, when Carter, the courter, relative of Prince Raffia, to whom Calla Lily has recently been promised, Carter takes it a step further and, in front of all the ring, proposes mariage, and they are officially to be wed. What a wonderful, wonderful way to celebrate the Yule and the next to the last, one of the last episodes of this season. As is common, wishes are placed on stars during the Yulshad. I say shad, which we know means night in Naturim, the ancient language. However, Yulshad in this term means a longer night. The celebration goes on for a full plulum, which I believe these days is considered in Dimension Q on planet Gaia, would be 10 days. So it is a festivity that lasts for days, with different aspects celebrated each day. What Slate wishes on his Yule star is final, absolute freedom from Dahlia and Lena. Interestingly, Dahlia, who had been scarce lately, marches right up to Slate and informs him she is leaving, never to return. Even more interestingly, and in the lovely spirit of the Holyloom, she says so without anger, without angst. She says it calmly. One hopes that she realizes she is not in her right place here, and she will move on to something that is better for her. Citron wishes on her own star, asking for her heart's desire to be fulfilled, yet not knowing what that heart's desire is. She looks around the ring, wondering if someone will approach her with a career opportunity. Instead, out of nowhere, enters Jeffrin, the elf. Citron chokes up and realizes, despite all of her resistance, she and Jeffrin are meant to be together. They can do more together for the ring, for their families and communities, than they can do separately. Another beautiful Yule expression. Magnolia, feeling lost, spends much of the party alone, trying to make small talk, laughing at jokes, yet feeling lost, and feeling unworthy of wishing on her own star. Through a strange turn of events, Raffia, who had been imbibing excessive mulled elderberry wine, gets in a conversation with Magnolia in which both admit they are torn about whether to be good or bad. And it's quite sad to think that they feel that they must choose between the two. But they do, and in their solidarity, they clink cups of egg snog, and like Viola and Stock, end up snogging. Brooke is noticeably absent during much of the party, and we see glimpses of scenes in which Brooke is off running with the unicorns as they celebrate their own Yulshad traditions. Well done, Brooke, well done. No one believed you. Everyone has tried for years to get you to forget about being a unicorn, but you knew better, and now you get to celebrate with your kin. In the human realm, comedically as ever, Dodd Hoskins invites Mayor Cairn, his new friend, to join him for what humans call Yuletide traditions. Some overlap with those of the Fae, the older ways, but these are more commercialized and to fit with what we know as Christmas, with snowmen, with allusions to Santa Claus, an aluminum tree, decorations with red and green and so on. Through Mayor Hollow, Dodd has met Bernie Schwartzel, the Transit Authority representative, and of course his wife Bertie. And the four of them have a wonderful Yule dinner at Dodd's. Pilar, Mayor Hollow's sister, was invited but was not able to get to the ring in time and had to give her regrets. While the foursome are having dinner, Bertie, the wife, Schwartzel, whom, as we know, has raging hormones, to put it frankly, corners Dodd in the kitchen and plants a kiss on him. What's more, Bertie's husband, Bernie, witnesses the event, and all hell breaks loose. We see flashes of quarreling, flashes of food flying. What is to become of it all, we will not know, presumably until either next episode or next season. But it was a wonderful juxtaposition to the peace and the serenity of the festivities at Nanny's Yulshad fete. Now, last, we are going to go into what some of those traditions involve, in no particular order. At a Yulshad fete, one will expect a shared feast. All bring their best dish to share, and the food is plentiful. There are pasties, whether pumpkin, minced meat, berry, or, going back further to a time when animals were viewed as food, there would be beef and chicken pasties as well as vegetable, of course. Those are pies, folded over pies. As I mentioned, there is mulled elderberry wine and egg snog, and of course the Yule log cake decorated with meringue mushrooms, a miniature fae with wings, the representation humans have ascribed to fays and fays get a kick out of. Activities include the ring around the arbor, similar to what on Gaia is done on May 1st for Maypole Day. However, this is done around a tree. That is how garlands and ribbons and lights get wrapped around trees for Christmas. It goes back to the ring around the arbor dance. There are chants created that night and performed. Evergreen boughs taken from the bottom of trees are put over doorways and decorated. Mistletoe is hung, not under which to kiss, but to procreate. The idea here being on the longest shod, the longest night of Yulshad, when everyone hunkers down in the cold, that is the time to reproduce the species. And so tied clippings of mistletoe are given to the most fertile in the ring, and they are expected to take those and a mate and find a quiet room where a warm bed has been laid out and to get to procreating. There you have it. During the Puritan age, that little bit of history was left out. Candles are lit to represent the sun, as the sun will be showing itself more and more as the days get longer. Wreaths are tied and created and decorated to represent the ring, and they are decorated with the character of the particular Fae ring, and the Fae hang them on their doors with pride to show their loyalty and appreciation for the ring in which they live. The colors used for the decorations during Yule are invariably green, white, as it is a season of cold, and silver, same, blue, the cold of blue, and gold to represent the lights. The instruments most played during the festivities are the lyre, the petite lyre, often known as a lily lyre, a small handheld instrument, and of course the ukulele, a miniature guitar-like instrument of Fae proportions that morphed over the years into what became known as the ukulele, or as some say, ukulele. It came from the ukulele. A link to a recipe is provided in the description of this episode so that one may make a Yule cake of their own. During this sacred season, I wish you all much peace, not only on earth but within. May you find ways to be kinder, more patient, more loving, and more grateful. And may you enjoy all the season has to offer with grace and generosity. Cheriste som, friends, and enjoy your fete with the brambles.